will be my motivation. When I open my mouth, I want your love to come out and your glory to sing. I want my life to be the evidence of you. I want the way I live to be somebody's proof. In every word I say, in all I try to do, I want my life to be the evidence of you. This world is searching for a hero that can save them, but if they only knew the power that forgave sin. When I open my mouth, I want your love to come out and your glory to sing. I want my life to be the evidence of you. I want the way I live to be somebody's proof. In every word I say, in all I try to do, I want my life to be the evidence of you. Yeah, the evidence of you. Beyond the music, beyond the noise, in every season I'll make a choice. I wanna stand tall and be a light that shines like a city on a hill. God, use me still. I want my life to be the evidence of you. I want the way I live to be somebody's proof. I want my life to be the evidence of you. I want the way I live to be somebody's proof. In every word I say, in all I try to do, I want my life to be the evidence of you. Oh, the evidence of you. I wanna be the evidence of you.
Good afternoon, all you awesome kids out there. Welcome back to Kid Space for our KidJam lesson. We're starting a new series called Move. I'm really excited about it. It talks about being active, not only in games, but active in our faith. So I'm looking forward to sharing this series with you. I hope you enjoyed the Yancey song, Evidence of You. And we have a new memory verse. So let's take a look at that. It's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It's a verse that I know many of you are familiar with from Awana, and it's one of my favorite verses. We've used it at camp before. So let's say it together. You'll see it posted behind me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. So we'll be working on that verse through this series, and I hope it's one that you will grow to know very well and love too. So we're going to head into our skit by No Budget Productions. So you know, where the actors are free and the props are basically whatever we can find around here. The lines are rarely memorized, but the message, it's amazing. So here's our skit today, Moving with Mr. Simmons, Simon Says.
Wake up, Ernest. Today is the first day of your new life.
Huh? What?
No more sleeping in front of the TV. It's now time to move.
Move? Did I finally get that condo in Florida?
You're not moving your stuff. You're moving your body.
Says who?
Says me. I'm Mr. Simmons, and I'm here to tell you about my new exercise invention, the Simon Says Headband. $19.99 plus shipping and handling.
The what?
Now it's so simple to get your relatives up and moving. You apply the headband like so.
What are you doing to me?
And use this remote. Simon Says stand up.
Well, My legs. Why am I standing?
Simon says run in place.
Why am I running in place?
Isn't this amazing, folks? It's just like when God spoke to Abram. God said, move, and Abram got up and moved.
I don't want to move.
Come on, Ernest. When God says move, we need to obey. Just like you're obeying my commands through the Simon Says headband. 1999, push being hand. Simon says jumping jacks.
No, not jumping jacks. I hate these.
Simon says touch your toes.
Is this some kind of nightmare?
Simon says shadow box.
Please, Simmons, stop.
It's just a shame there's no headband God can use to make us move when He wants us to move. That's why it's so important to listen for God to tell us when He wants us to move. Why? Because we know God keeps His promises.
Promise you'll make me stop.
Simon says stop. Good workout, Ernest. That was great. Doesn't it feel just so good to get up and move?
No, it does not.
You get some rest, my friend, and listen for God to tell you to move.
Okay.
And I will see you for another workout next week. Bye!
Wait, no, don't come back next week. No!
Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed our skit. Always very entertaining when we have Clayton and Peyton involved in that. So let's head into our lesson today. It's a familiar story for you. You're going to turn to Genesis chapter 12, 1 through 5. And that's where our passage will be today. So the call of Abram. And Abram is the same guy you know as Abraham. So today we're starting an exciting series. It's called Move. And I'm sure you've all heard that word quite a lot these days. Sometimes, it's a good thing. And sometimes we're like, I don't really feel like moving, like Ernest in our skit today. We love it when it's recess time at school. I know when I ask you guys, what's your favorite thing about school? You're always like, recess or lunch. So anyway, when I was thinking of what to call my Wednesday thing, I was like, recess with Rhonda, because everybody likes recess. It's a nice break from the day. And you get out there and run around with your friends and play tag or slide or swing or do whatever it is that you like to do at recess. So we all like to move and we like to have fun at recess. But sometimes we get to go outside at home. It's a nice, pretty sunny day. I'm sure some of you have got your bikes out. Maybe you've got some scooters. So you've been out running around on your bikes or your scooters with your family. I love riding my bike. So it's always great to get out and ride your bikes and things. So sometimes we'd rather not move. We'd rather stay inside and be in our comfy chair and play some video games, which is kind of fun. I guess you're moving your thumbs. I guess that works. So anyway, you could be out doing that instead of outside. Sometimes we like to move on down the road towards vacation, like you're going to Disney World and you're so excited you can't wait to get there. Or maybe you're going to Kings Island or to the zoo. You're looking forward to get moving and get going on that. Sometimes we don't like hearing the word move if we're finding out we're going to be moving from our house to another place. And that means we're going to be moving away from some friends or family or church, some of the people that we enjoy being with. So sometimes the word move can be kind of hard. Moving is a choice sometimes, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's exciting, and sometimes it can be a little bit scary, like trying to make a new friend, or if you do have to move to a new neighborhood or a new school. It can be a little bit scary. But it gets our heart pumping, it gets us excited, sometimes in a scary way and sometimes in a really good way. As followers of Christ, God wants us to be up and moving. That's one of the reasons we call ourselves followers of Christ. We're not sitters of Christ. We're up and we're out and we're moving the gospel of Christ. God doesn't want us just to be hanging out and staying home and being by ourselves and not sharing the message. He wants us out and about and moving. To be able to know what he wants us to do or how to move, we have to listen to him. We have to listen to what he says and what his words are to us. God speaks to us and tells us what we need to do and how to move in a way that draws other people to him. Today's story is about a man named Abram, who's no stranger to you all in Kids Space. And God asked Abram to leave his really nice city, his very nice home. He was very wealthy. He had lots of friends. He was happy there, but God asked him to move. He had big plans for Abram, and Abram couldn't stay where he was for God to do what he wanted through him. So we're going to take a look at our passage in Genesis chapter 12, 1 through 5. And I left my Bible in my office. So let me look it up real quick. So you'll see on the screen Genesis chapter 12, 1 through 5 is what you're looking up for right now. And then we'll read this together. It's a shorter passage today, but it's the call of Abram. All right, follow along with me. The Lord had said to Abram, "Leave your native country, your relatives, and your father's family, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you and make you famous, and you will be a blessing to others. I will bless those who bless you, and curse those who treat you with contempt. All the families on earth will be blessed through you." So Abram left as the Lord had instructed, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all his wealth, his livestock, and all the people he had taken into his household at Haran, and headed for the land of Canaan. So that's where our lesson picks up at, is the very call of Abram, where God tells him to leave everything that he's known at 75 years of age and head to Canaan, which would be the future land for his people, for the Israelites. See, God was going to do something amazing through Abram. Through Abram would come the lineage of Jesus. So we would have Jesus' family line through this people. And we'd have Isaac, his son, that we would be reading about later on, and how God would work through him as well to develop his line, his descendants. Another verse I want you to look at is in Genesis, it's 15 and verse 5. So flip over a few pages to Genesis 15:5. Said that the Lord took Abram outside and said to him, "Look up into the sky and count the stars if you can. That's how many descendants you will have." See, Abram and Sarai didn't have children for quite a while. And as you know, God gave them a child, and from him would come other children and more children and more children. And generations later, we still have descendants of Abraham. And those who come to know and love Jesus, we are like descendants of Abraham because we choose to follow God like Abram did. So notice with me, though, how quickly Abram responds to God. He didn't say, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm having a really good time here. Can we postpone that for a little bit?" No. He didn't say, but I don't know where that is. I don't know where you're taking me. Because God didn't tell him where he was taking him. He just said, "I need you to move." He responded immediately. Even though he didn't know where he was going, even though he was leaving everything that he knew and loved behind him. So he gathers up his family, all of his possessions, and immediately follows God. I think that's pretty cool. He didn't even know where he was going, but he trusted God, and he believed that God was going to take care of him and what he needed for this journey. So God promised to make Abram into a mighty nation, and he did. It would be many years before Abram had his son Isaac, and many more years later before Isaac's children and grandchildren formed into the mighty nation of Israel. But because Abram was obedient to God, God fulfilled his promise. When God says move, there's no time to argue or make excuses or even say, "Just a second." It's time to pack up and move. All right, so I want you all at home to stand up for a minute, and we're going to do a quick little moving game called Simon Says. So everybody get up. I'm going to give you a few commands. All right, here we go. Simon says, run in place. Simon says, dance silly. Simon says, touch your toes. Touch your head. If you touched your head, you're out. Have a seat. Simon says, do 10 jumping jacks. Simon says, spin around. Simon says, sit down. All right, thank you all. Hope you had a little fun and a little opportunity to move during our lesson today. So it's not every day you get to stop in the middle of a lesson, whether it's at school or at church, and you get to play a game. It's kind of a fun thing to do. We all love playing games, and Simon Says is one of those popular games that I think every kid knows how to play. I know for us here in Kids Space, the two most requested games that I get are Fishy Fishy and Angry Bird Dodgeball. Those seem to be the top favorites here in Kids Space. But here's my challenge to you guys during this week and for the next several weeks. I want you to become kids who obey God and move quickly to what He calls you to do. I want you to be excited to do what God asks you to do, just like you are when you get to play a game. If He says, make a new friend, then do it. Make a new friend. If He says, jump, let's jump. If He says, run, let's run. If He says, invite one of your friends to church online, then let's do it. See, if we pray and we read our Bible and we do our best to move for Jesus, we will hear God when He tells us what He wants us to do and how to move. It might be something new. It might be something kind of scary, like making a new friend, but it will never be boring and it will always be exciting. See, God has plans for you and He does for me. And He made a promise that He wanted to work through us to do great things for His kingdom. But it all starts with us. When Simon says jump, we jump in the game. When God says move, we need to move just as quickly. We want to ask God to help us hear His voice and to make us ready to move when He says so. You know, in our Kids Space motto, we have know, love, and move. I'm really excited about this series because it fits right along with our move part. And our move part is to move to share the gospel and move to share the things that we have with others and move to shine in the way that we act and in the things that we say. So move is really an important part. When we become a follower of Jesus, we're not just baptized and done. It's just the beginning of a very exciting journey ahead. So this week, I want to challenge you to be willing to move when God speaks. I want to challenge you to be a good listener and to respond to God's call. Will you be obedient like Abram this week? I believe you will, and I believe that you can, because you have God with you, and God will work through you this week in ways that you cannot imagine. Be ready to move. Be ready to be active in sharing your faith. Be ready to see what God will do through you this week. Love you guys.
Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost, but He brought me in. Oh, His love for me. Oh, His love for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. Free at last, He has ransomed me. His grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am.
All right, kids, I've got an exciting thing for you today. You know how we have little Clay and Peyton shenanigans? Well, today our shenanigan is who is going to be the amazing architect on a Lego build project. As you all have done such a wonderful job on building your churches, very creative, we love them all. We're gonna let them be creative and build us a Lego church. They have 5 minutes to complete their mission. Can they do it? I believe they can.
A few moments later.
All right, hello everybody. This is Peyton's Lego Church. So I guess we will start in the front and work our way back. So once you enter our church, you'll be greeted by our cafe by I don't know if you can see this, but Chef Lazarus here. As you can tell, he rose from the dead not too long ago. That's why he still has the skeleton complexion. But I tell you what, he makes a mean stew in the morning. And then over here is fitness guru Helga. She might look kind of mean, but trust me, she's pretty nice. And I will tell you why in a little bit. We have a fitness guru in this church. But once we enter these not so scary doors into the sanctuary, you see we have different colored pews. We got to have it fun. Let's see, here's No Legs Harry. Don't ask, he doesn't like to talk about it. Astronaut Alan, and then he's a visitor, so we haven't met him yet. Here's the communion server. He's on a skateboard. They make it unique for communion. Over here is the worship team. That's the drums. He's kind of just playing on like a djembe or something. That's the piano. Again, use your imagination. And then that's the singer. And I don't think she knows she's holding a shovel instead of a microphone. But if you're in this church and your kid's acting up or whatever, or let's be honest, sometimes you just got to get up and stretch. That's where you can go up to fitness guru Helga, get on that bike, ride it a little bit, stretch those legs, and then you just go back in and enjoy the service. It's great. And then back here we have the preacher and then someone getting baptized in a chocolate milk baptistry. Don't ask, that's just how they do it. And then instead of a cross, mainly because I didn't have enough time to build one, they have a trophy with fire coming out of it because Jesus is number one, and he's also really good at basketball. Look it up in the Bible. I'm just kidding, you're not going to find it. But yeah, there's my church.
All right, let's give it up for Mr. Peyton. Woohoo!
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Clay, tell us about yours.
Well, here's my church. It has a cross on it because Jesus is important. We don't have all the amenities that Peyton's church might have, but we focus on Jesus, not just random skateboards and stuff like that. We're also, unlike Peyton's church, practicing social distancing here. This service will be recorded and streamed live so everyone can see it, but we're keeping it nice and little. We got this ornate, clear thing so the preacher can preach from there and people can hear the good news. And it's super simple. We also have this roof is retractable so they can have they have something when the rain comes, unlike Peyton's church where they're all outside and they're going to get soaked.
Hey, that's not true.
That has retractable roof too, so they can look at the stars at night if they need to. these very ornate pillars. And this is just where a lot of good Bible teaching is done.
It looks like a clown sneezed on it.
It did. It's fun. We have the outside of the church fun because we can worship Jesus anywhere. We don't have to be in a special building.
Alright, so there you have it, guys. We will have online on our Facebook page for you to vote. Will you vote for Peyton's creation? Or will you vote for Clayton's creation? Awesome. We'll look forward to seeing your votes online. Okay, and now what you've all been waiting for. The Lego Build Challenge that we had this week. Oh my goodness. Peyton and I were like, seriously, they're amazing. Every creation was just amazing. So the winner or the winners of this week's Lego Challenge Build, the church, is you guys. Yeah, like you guys all win prizes because you're all so stinking amazing. Like, you blow my mind. Seriously. Like Audrey Lucier, you're crazy amazing. Like a greeter station, who thinks of these things? Awesome. Amazing. Kinley, super cool. Love what you did there. Wish Kids Space was on the third floor like that. That would be pretty cool. And yeah, Nathan, Catherine, the more some of y'all use like programs, those Lego programs, super cool. And Stephen, you melted my heart, your little prayer at the end. Oh, I loved it. Evelyn, your sweet little song, Oh Happy Day, when you're showing your thing. I mean, you guys are amazing. And then we have the Johnson brothers that teamed up together. I mean, really, triple decker bus, I'm in love. Yeah, purple, awesome. I would love to drive that. So you guys are amazing. So you will find a fun surprise in your bag this week. And you're gonna love it. And it's gonna be awesome. So congrats to all of you. Peyton has put together a montage of your amazing creations. Thank you for joining us in the Lego Build Challenge. That was really super fun to see what you guys came up with. Super proud of you guys. Good job. Thanks, moms and dads. Love you all.
This is my Lego church. This is Jesus. This is my bell. This is the cross. And the coffin. Dodge the trees this time.
Good job, buddy.
Welcome to my church during coronavirus. Let me show you around. Here's the parking lot. Here's the sanctuary. This is Miss Lisa playing the piano. This is Amber singing. Here's Wayne singing. Here's my dad preaching. Here's Clay behind the camera. Here's my mom controlling the TV. Here's Miss Rhonda doing the screen. Here's the nursery where my sister is taking care of my brother. Here's the bathroom for the nursery and Kid Space!
Talking about Jesus and would say a prayer. Thank you today, Papa. Thank you this prayer. We really want to say to my grandpa, and can you please make sure he's good? And all we wanted to say is hi and thank you for everything that He gave us for our sins. In Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, happy day, happy day. Wash my sins away. Oh, happy day, happy day. I'll never be the same.
That's the main entrance. Those are the greeting stations. That's the sanctuary where they're having communion. That's the worship band. There's a window. That's kid space. And there's a seesaw and a playhouse. That's the kitchen.
All right, guys, so I know you're dying to know what next week's fun challenge is. And next week's challenge is in honor of our new series called Move. So it's called, are you ready? Groovy Moves. So you have to show us your groovy move. Maybe you have a really cool groovy move you do on the basketball court. Maybe you have a cool groovy move dance step. Whatever it is, we want you to post it on our Kids Space page. So we look forward to seeing your groovy moves as we head through this new series called Move. Have an awesome week. Enjoy this song at the end.